Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the game bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long you're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple. 93.97 Network and Hot 93.97 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. Brought to you by Hey Love Saloon, Adam's Apple, Janet'sCloset.com, and Janet'sDungeon.com.
Hello, good morning, everybody. We're about to get this rolling in real life time.
93.97 Network in your app store today.
You're listening to WHOT Hot 93.97.
Initiating launch sequence.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you got to remember to share this. Share it right away.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning, say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Linda, let me see, good morning, flowers, hello, tree, good morning, street, do you hear me? Good morning, good morning, good surfer, say good morning. I have an announcement to make to y'all, to the people of America.
All right, let's just get right to it here on a Friday morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Kicking it. First thing. Oh, wait a minute here. I got to get off of this dang thing now. All right. So here I am trying to get the show rolling first thing. And wouldn't you know it, screwed it all up on Facebook because I got the dang background going. But it's okay. It's Friday, so we'll get over it. Hopefully you're waking up well. I know I am. I had a great evening. It's a Friday. It's summertime, almost, not officially, but it's June. All the kids who are still alive in the country have almost all started summer vacation. We got a lot to talk about today. One of the things we're talking about today, we've talked about it before, but we've never gone into it like this. Driving, fast driving, crazy driving, reckless driving. We always talk about the negative part of it, but we're going to make light of it, even though it's nothing to joke about. We're making light of it today. If you're one of them crazy drivers who like to speed, you're a lead foot, you're weaving in and out of traffic and all that, we want to hear from you. Why? Why is it? We know, thrill. It's fun. It's exciting. The thrill. We got all these fast cars. It's safer than ever before, right? Cars are safer now than they've ever been. And that gives us a little bit of extra security. But to me, it's a character issue. And we're going to be talking a lot about character and characters today. Speaking of characters, the Britney Spears saga continues, right? We're going to be talking about her getting hitched this weekend, or not this weekend, yesterday, and what happened during it. Yeah. We're going to be talking about drivers and pet peeves and everything. And of course, we're going to be talking about the hearings from last night a little bit, but we're not talking about the hearings. We're going to talk about the implications of the hearings and what they're all about. And we're going to be discussing that. And these are discussions that we have on this show that you're welcome to join in, not only to participate in it, but we encourage it, right? I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to you, and you can talk back. And I'm not always right, and I've admitted that before. But I do believe that we've taken it all to extremes, right? We're now to the point where we have to be right. Our side has to win. And we're going to break it down a little bit more because you know my point of view on things. And I feel that I'm right in the middle, right? I've got liberal ideology, I've got conservative ideology, but conservative to me is not a political affiliation or stigma. To me, being conservative in my point of view means more traditionalist, but understanding things need to change. The way we thought about things in 1850 are much different than 2022, right? We know this. It's supposed to be that way. So it's all good. So yeah, we'll be talking about that, but we got great news for the men and women too. But the men out there, you got to listen. You guys are actually, this is perfect to go home to tonight. You're at work right now, you're on your way to work, or maybe you're on your way to school or whatever you're doing, or maybe you're in another country and you're at lunch. Whatever, we're going to get you laid tonight, all right? And tomorrow too, we're going to make it so that you get laid so much you have to go, sorry, honey, I can't get aroused, I have a headache. And she'll be like, well, ain't that about a bugger? So the deal is, it's real simple. We all know sex is part of life, right? Sexuality is part of life. We know this. It's okay. There's a new report in, breaking news. Sex helps men live longer. Yes, it's true. Sex helps men live longer. Only about 2 minutes, but that's enough to come, isn't it? Oh, some guys could probably do it twice in that amount of time. Oh, you're not getting all my sound effects in the live stream broadcast. But that's okay. That's the price you pay for not listening on the app. See, I've instructed you what to do. You won't listen. You go on the 9397 Network app. It's on your phone. It's easy. It's free. You download the app. Once you got the app downloaded, it takes about a minute out of your day. So, bear with it. And then you click listen live. And then you're listening. Then you're on your Facebook or your 9397 Network's YouTube page, or 9397 Network's Facebook, 9397 Network's Twitter, my Twitter, Sapphire'S Soup du Jour, Sapphire Pates' Facebook, Sapphire Pates' Twitter. We're on all of them, right? You may have to go search a little bit. It's not as hard as finding a new car nowadays, but hey, you got to go to the video tab if we're not on the news feed. You can join right in the conversation. It's that simple. But it's Friday. The weekend is here. I'm a little PO'd. I'm a lot PO'd. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. All right, I'm pissed because I can't go out on my boat today. Why? Because I don't have a boat. Why do I not have a boat? That's a good question. Because I offered to buy one, but I can't. They won't sell it. They say they don't have the paperwork. So I'm a landlubber again. Yep. So little man, but it is beautiful. Summertime is right around the corner. Not quite officially summer yet. But again, the kids are pretty much getting out of school. This is usually like around the last week, give or take. Some are already out. Some might be finishing up today, maybe a couple next week or something. But nonetheless, it's just a different feel. The summertime, the air smells different, right? I don't know about where you're from and where you're at now, but where I'm at, we get 4 seasons, and that's a blessing and a curse. No, not really a curse at all. It's a blessing, but the blessings are more bountiful in the warm weather for me. Just my opinion. So sex helps men live longer. And it has benefits health-wise too, for the women and the men, right? Sex and sexuality, we enjoy it. It's part of our life, right? Well, sexuality, not so much. We argue about it, right? We argue about that. Now there's the political ads coming out, and the Republican side is going to be using the transgender classroom talk and everything, and then the Democrat side is going to have the liberal, we're all one and we all love each other, especially if you give us all of your money type deal. So prepare for it. But you know what? They already know that we are incapable of self-thought, right? And the minute somebody says something that we disagree with, it becomes a hostile argument. I can't even say discussion, right? So we need more sex. We need more sex. Period. That's the way it is. I've got the proof. I'm reading it to you momentarily, right? This is experts, sex experts, not Ron Jeremy, not Autumn Daniels or Summer Daniels, whatever her name is. Real sex experts, right? Wait, we don't listen to the experts, right? Or do we? Depends. I don't know. Who'd you vote for? Do you wear a red hat? How dumb have we gotten? Aside from reproduction, which is what sex is ultimately for, that's why the body parts fit. Do you notice it's no square in the round hole? They fit. One might be small and tight, and one might be big and round, but they will fit. If not, he'll shove it in there anyway, won't he, girls? Yeah. It can also be about intimacy and pleasure. And it gives us health benefits. The good part is, if you're sitting there alone, it's okay. Even self-pleasure, masturbation, can help you. I mean, it's like a pressure relief valve. You know the pressure's going to build again, a little quicker than normal because the potatoes are still cooking. But at least you relieve a little pressure for now. Your brain can go back to thinking normal. You can eat right. And then tomorrow you wake up once again. Many studies have been examined about relationships and the relationship between sex and physical health. Some of us have sex all the time. Some of us, it's a dry spell. Well, according to this article here, and people that have been together a long time, it's hard to, they may not agree completely with it in their time in relationships. Say you've been together for 20 years or 30 years. Thankfully, we don't see that in America very much. So thankfully, if you're one of those couples that go, yeah, we're in our mid-50s, my high school sweetheart, and he's been the man of my dreams, or she's been the girl of my dreams. We've got kids together, love her as much as I did before, or him. That's the beauty of what it's supposed to be, right? But we know it's not always that way. So somebody who's in a 30-year-long relationship with the same person monogamously, you might go, you know what? This is not true. Sex is needed for numerous reasons, according to the experts. Now, if you're 60, you go, I need sex like I need another hole in my head. Not to say that 60-year-olds don't doink, but, you know, maybe just not as often. Probably takes longer, right? The erection don't just go bing. It's like, I don't know. So in relationships, it's a no-brainer. It's important to be able to connect with your partner intimately. But little was known how vital it really is for our overall health, our mood, and our stress levels. So just maybe if these shooters would go get laid, it would help relieve some of the pressure. But there leads to the problem. If you're a butthole, nobody wants to put it in their mouth, right? Or any other orifice, if you will, cloaca. So maybe there's that. So now we're starting to realize that sex, actually, now normal sexual relations, right? And consensual sex is weird because that's the only kind of sex there is. Otherwise, it's rape, right? Because it's either consensual sex or it's rape. So you can't say, oh, yeah, we had sex 3 times, but I didn't want it. No. You got raped 3 times. So consensual sex, that's like the Department of Redundancy department. Consensual sex, well, yeah, that's the only type there is. What other kind of sex you got? Well, argumentative, makeup sex. Maybe that's close to it. Best part of breaking up is when she lets you stick it back in her, right? I mean, best part of breaking up is when you're making up. Something like that. I get the words mixed up sometimes if they're not in front of me, like karaoke. Which last night at the Adams Apple in Detroit, Michigan, was their Thursday night award-winning karaoke with thousands, literally thousands of songs. If you can't find a song to sing at the Adams Apple on a Thursday night, guess what? You don't want to sing. Sexual activity, not during Adam's Apple karaoke. Afterwards, once you go home with your mate. Sexual activity, or maybe you don't go home with your mate, either with a partner or through masturbation, provides important psychological and emotional benefits, according to the experts. Like exercise, they say, sex can help you reduce stress and anxiety and increase happiness. I cannot possibly dispute any of this. However, let's note, this is all talking about consensual, and not only, I'm not talking like negatively about it, I'm talking about when you're in a relationship and you love your husband more than anything in the world and he's still attractive to you and you always love when we get intimate together and all that stuff. But you don't feel like it right now, right? That's okay too. But maybe he's got to go do it himself. But it's an increased happiness. So go get happy. See you in 10 minutes. Like 10? What are you talking about? So according to the experts, it's a little surprising, the health benefits actually. It keeps your immune system strong. It boosts your libido unless she giggles when you whip it out. If you pull your pants down and she goes, can you shake it a few times? Maybe it'll pop out. You may want to rethink the relationship. For the women, regular sex helps your bladder control. Others might say, between yeast infections. Well, when they lick it before they stick it, you got to wipe it before you put it back away for the night, right? Before the kitty goes back to bed, get rid of the pH, or you want the pH or something like that, but do something with that thing. Lordy. We don't need tilapia all night. The cat's outside the bedroom window meowing all night, thinking we left an open can of damn tuna fish around here. So it can help with your bladder control, right? Lowers blood pressure. I can agree with that because with stress, with anxiety comes higher blood pressure. When you're going to the doctor, if you don't like the doctor, if you're going to the doctor, what if the doctor rubs his stuff on you? Like, never mind. if you don't like going to the doctor, or you're going for a stressful test and you're worried about your health and stuff, yeah, your blood pressure always is elevated, correct? Correct. So, yeah, lowering your blood pressure, that makes sense. Like eating right, right? If you eat the wrong foods, too many salty foods or whatever, it increases your blood pressure. Um, Sex does count as exercise, right? So, guys, you say guys because the girls usually never have to worry about it, right? Unless there's ED involved or something like that. But very rarely does a guy go, "Yeah, I'm hard as a rock, but I'm not interested right now. Thanks. Yeah, I'm going to pray it away. I'll be back in about a half hour." Doesn't happen. They go, "What? Hell yeah, I want some of that." So it don't matter, right? It's like a dog eating. A dog will eat a whole bowl of food, be full. And if you put a treat in front of it, it has no capacity to go, It'll go, "I want that treat," and the next one, and the next one, and it just keeps going and going and going. That's like a guy with sex. You're not stopping. Put that wet noodle in there if you can, but hey, they're not stopping. So it counts as exercise. And that's a good thing. It lowers your risk of a heart attack. So now you said your I do's, you said your vows, right? Better, worse, health, in health, and in richer for poorer. I forget, in sickness and health, richer for poorer, better or worse, till death do us part. No, that is not saying, no, one of us has to die to get out of this relationship, right? That's not what "till death do us part" meant, right? So, you don't shoot them in the head at night and get yourself on ID discovery, right? What you do, I got to get back over here to see what we got going on. Comment. Good morning. Eunice Alexander checking in. Good morning, madam. Hopefully all is well. Down in the Southwest, I believe you're at right now. Down in good old Southwest. It's crazy to me. Switching gears, we'll get back to the sex thing in a minute. It's amazing, but it's really neat to me how different this country is from place to place. Restaurants, stores. Yeah, you've got your Targets, your Walmarts, your major national chains, but you've got all your different things. Like up here, our grocery stores are Meijer, Kroger, things like that. You notice I didn't say Myers, Meijer, Kroger, and Publix with an X down south. You've got Piggly Wiggly in the south. You've got other things west, and it's neat. The different ways we live, based on being a melting pot, based on the fact that we come from all different parts of the world, we have different things that we like. So in the Southwest, they have obviously a lot of the Latino people that want to stay close to home, but be American citizens. They gain legal citizenry into the United States of America, and they can travel back home easily because they're hundreds of miles at the most away from family. And that's a beautiful thing. If you come from Poland and Italy, like my grandpa and my two grandpas came from Poland and Italy. My grandmother's not sure where they came from. Not sure. So I'm not 100%. I'm like 50% Polish, 50% Italian, and 50% something else. I don't know what, but something like that. Yeah, I know. I don't do math in public. So, Kim checking in. Good morning. Good morning, Kimberly. Hopefully you have a beautiful day. It's nice to be out taking walks and things like that. And I know Kim likes to go out and walk and be part of nature and things like that. I used to be an outdoor girl. I'd be like, okay, I love to be outdoors, but I got to have my radio going. I got to have the music playing and on and on. But now I can't remember the last time I was at home sitting there on the back deck wanting to have the radio going. I just like listening to the birds. And see, I'm old. I don't like large festivals. I sit out back with my coffee and watch the birds and listen to them. I don't need music anymore and all this. So yeah, I'm old. I never thought I would get old, but here I am. Crusty. When I stand up, you'll hear my knees creaking. Oh. So, all right. So back to the sex thing. It counts as exercise. It lowers your risk of a heart attack. So now, women, if your man has had a heart attack, men, if your woman has had a heart attack, you have good reason to say, let's pound it out. Because I'm trying to help you. See, you got a great fight. Be like, honey, I know you got a headache, but if you let me in that, I might get rid of your headache. I mean, it's going to lower your stress levels and your blood pressure will go down and you're going to be happier. And if that don't work, then you can take 2 Tylenol. Oh, brother. There we go. It lessens pain, right? Pain is your body telling you something's wrong. Well, when there's nothing wrong, it doesn't hurt. I don't know what else to say. It's pretty much like, I'm not a psychologist, but hey, if there's no blood, there's no foul, right, in sports. Well, then if there's no pain, I know they say no pain, no gain. Well, you don't want pain when it comes to sex. Well, maybe a little. Depends on what you're doing. If it's not supposed to hurt and it does, slow it down, right? Add more lube. The smoking will go away. It improves your sleep. Guys can attest to this because they come and they go to sleep. So, could be. What happens is their testicles are attached to their eyelids through a nerve inside. It runs up their pelvic area through the rib cage, like electrical wiring in your home. And it goes up your side. And if you look, when you raise your arm, if you look, there'll be a purple line. That's the vein. That's your blood vein, right? Your vein for your blood. Right along that is the nerve that runs from your testicle to your eyelids. So once the balls sag back down again, it pulls the eyelids with it. Guys, it's scientific. Follow the science. I mean, I'm just trying to help you out. This is the way we move forward in life. Right here. This is it. It improves your sleep and it eases stress. So if the wife goes, I had a bad day, I'm stressed, just whip your wiener out and just stand there and shake it. And she'll be like, well, I'm better already. Let's do it. This was a study, a 10-year follow-up conducted, right? This isn't just a couple of guys at the bar looking and talking about their experiences and then looking around and trying to guess others. This was a study done and then a 10-year follow-up to the study. You know what that means? They were doing sex. You know they were doing it because they were going, we've got to do it. We have to do this. This is not just for me and you, honey. This is for the world. We're gonna help the world. And she bought it. They wanted to study. So what exactly do you study? It's really quite simple. You study the relationship between the frequency of orgasms and mortality. So now if you come and go, you go right from the bed to the morgue. You're like, now that was some good poontang right there. How do you explain that to St. Peter? Thankfully, you don't have to. They were all watching. Could you imagine everybody that's died, grandma and grandpa sitting up there going, I want to check in on my grandchild. What are they doing? Then they look and they go, oh my God, on top of that thing again? Is that all you do? You should get a horse and ride that instead. This study took place from 1979 to 1983 with 918 men between the ages of 45 and 59. They were given physical examinations that included medical history, blood pressure readings, electrocardiogram, and cholesterol screenings. They were also asked about the frequency of orgasms. At the 10-year follow-up, it was found that the mortality risk was 50% lower among men who had frequent orgasms. 2 or more per week is frequent. If you have if you have an orgasm less than once a month, you're dead. So you better pound one out. If you're feeling a little iffy right now, like today might be your last day, I recommend grabbing a hold of yourself and tending to your business, right? Again, this is all public service. I'm here for you. This is what I'm here for. I knew I had to reach out today in the proper way to help my people. And you're my people. And the coffee's tasting good. I'm sure it didn't sound good, but hey, whatever. So benefits of sex for women. This is important because the women are going, I don't believe this, but I know what's in store for me this weekend. Great. Well, girls, all you got to do is go to the store and get them a fifth of whiskey. They'll get what they call whiskey dick. They'll want to, but they won't be able to, believe you me. Well, we already said one of the benefits of sex for women is improves your bladder control, right? It reduces incontinence, which is bladder control, right? I don't know that I know these things because I can't say yes or no. Relieves menstrual and premenstrual cramps. I know people sexually active that have bad cramps still, right? The girls will talk about it and they're like, oh, good Lord. And you can tell people don't feel well and you get used to it. Like that lady at work, every third week, she's cranky. Think about it. Be sensitive. Understand, right? Your woman goes through it. If you have a woman, your mother went through it. Your sisters go through it. You've got girlfriends that go through it. There's telltale signs when you pay attention and are engaged to the person other than when you're naked, right? It improves fertility. Yeah, you got a better chance of getting pregnant with a richer than you. If you don't have sex, there's only one person that's gotten away with that story. Mother Mary. Builds stronger pelvic muscles. So now all the moms out there whose kids are good tweakers are screaming. They're going, oh my God, my 16-year-old daughter can twerk like that. I said tweak, didn't I? Twerk. I'm old, remember? Twerking. It builds stronger pelvic muscles. So if you're, I won't say 16 because that's not an age of consent. If your 18-year-old daughter is a hell of a twerker, you got to wonder where she got the pelvic muscles from. Could be she's a slut. Or maybe she's born with it. This is attractive. One of the benefits of sex for women is it helps produce more vaginal lubrication. KY Jelly is going, we produce that too for $7.99 a bottle. Thank you very much. Available at your local pharmacy, which you can find on every single street corner from Caribou, Maine to Tempe, Arizona, or even worse, all the way to California, Tijuana, if you wanna, which is in Mexico, by the way, but I'm sure they have a CVS there. If not, there'll be one at the end of the show. It potentially protects you against endometriosis, or the growing tissue outside your uterus. Again, a doctor would have to confirm these, but these are experts. So, according to Carice Cook, a relationship psychotherapist, she says, quote, many people do not recognize the vast array of health benefits sex has, end quote. All you got to do is remember that name. Every guy's trying to remember right now. It's Charisse. Charisse Cook, a relationship therapist, psychotherapist. One word, I'm not calling her a psychotherapist. She's a psychotherapist. Psychologically, sex is bonding and connecting, but physically, reassurance, close to your partner, she says. But again, it lowers your blood pressure, improves your heart health, it's a pain reliever, and it boosts your immune system. Your libido is better. It's a win-win. There you go. Sex will help you live longer, and you know, part of your vows of marriage are to make your partner the best they can be. So I expect tonight, after dinner, no going out, get home, get to bumping. Do it before you drink too much whiskey, guys, because then you won't be able to perform properly. Yeah. All right, we are going to break. Let's see. When we get back, we're going to be talking about Brittany getting hitched and the American element injected into her Thursday afternoon wedding. We'll be talking about that coming up. You're listening to Sapphire's Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97.
You already know. We're here chilling with Sapphire on Sapphire's Soup du Jour.
Yeah. All right, we will be back at 7:58. I'll put it up here on the banner. We'll be back at 7:58.
9397 Network and Hot 9397 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. The Jay the Great Show, starring Jay the Great. The Honest Truth Show, starring 2K Bentley. The Good Times Show, starring Princess of All and Cujo Speaks. Ty's Take Today every Saturday afternoon. Marcus Divine every Saturday. The legendary House of Shade, Talk to Me Pretty. Check out the U Store and be the first to own the newest music. Hot 9397 and the 9397 Network. Download the 9397 Network app today.
Alrighty then. All right, we are back indeed on a Friday morning. Ooh, I'm Sapphire Page. Just Bob will be with us in a little bit, as is tradition. Let's get this rolling right along on a Friday, kicking off the weekend soon. Talking about a lot of driving today. That's what we're going to talk about in a little bit coming up. Wait until Bob gets here to join us with that one, though. And let's get this all going the right way. We want to train up our show in the way it will go, so when it gets older, it won't derail. Like we're supposed to do with our kids, but we're not. We're unfocused. We're going to focus on this right now, though. Danielle Redlick on a dating site while her husband lay dead on the floor, according to prosecutors at her murder trial. This is a story that goes deep. All right. Trial of a Florida woman. This ain't even about Florida. This is rich people, so, which is confusing because I don't understand something. But we're going to get to it. Or are we? We're streaming. Trial of a Florida woman who killed her. Here's where it gets kind of like, what? Killed her stepfather turned husband and then waited 11 hours to report his death. The trial began yesterday. All right. I said it. It was clearly said, but not clearly understandable, right? There's a that goes with this. The trial of a Florida woman who killed her stepfather turned husband, then waited 11 hours to report his death. Stepfather turned husband. Bad news already. Don't care. Doesn't matter. To me, wrong. Other people may not be wrong. Love is love, blah, blah, blah. But what the heck, man? Danielle Redlick, 48 years old, stands accused of murder in the second degree and tampering with physical evidence over the January 11th, 2019 stabbing death of 65-year-old Michael Redlick, a former executive for the NBA's Memphis Grizzlies. The defendant browsed a dating website several hours after her husband was dead. Several is 4. 11 is 11. So 8 hours before you report him dead, you're already looking, because we know sex is important now, right? That was our first segment. You got to replace it, right? I don't want to get built up pressure in my blood. So she joins a dating website in December, right? January 11th, the murder takes place, the alleged murder, right? The killing, his death, right? In December, on December 5th, she says in her dating profile she's looking for a long-term relationship. This is the website that she went to while her husband lay dead on the floor. That crazy to me, but it shouldn't be. But of course, she's saying she only killed him in self-defense. This is a Jerry Springer meets Maury Povich meets that crazy lady with Grace. What's the lady? Highly animated Grace, whatever. I forget her name. I'm not a big fan of her. Only because you should calm down. Too much coffee before you go on the air hunting. So this is where it gets another weird part of it, though. So we're talking about an executive. That sounds like they make a lot of money, right? An executive for the Memphis Grizzlies is murdered in his home. His wife is accused of the crime, or maybe you could consider her former stepdaughter, wife is accused of, that's one person, is accused of the murder. 4 hours after they figure out the time of death, she is on a dating website looking for love. Well, she claims self-defense, right? According to Assistant Public Defender Catherine Conlon, Memphis Grizzlies executive killed in their home public attorney, a public defender, the Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided for you. They left out, if you can afford one, we're not giving you a free one, butthole. They didn't put that part in there. If you cannot afford an attorney, our Constitution guarantees you a fair trial and a speedy trial. Why speedy? Oh, it's not all about the victim. A speedy trial ensures false imprisonment for extended amounts of time. And I know that we don't get it wrong in this country, do we? We never get it wrong in this country. Nobody's sitting in jail who didn't do it. Okay. So why is Danielle Redlick using a public defender when her husband was an executive for the Memphis Grizzlies? You could argue, well, it's his money. She killed him. She's not privy to the money. Well, did she kill him? We don't know that yet, do we? Until she's convicted in the court of law, she's innocent until proven guilty. That does not mean you let her out on bail because she's accused of a heinous murder, right? So there's no bail. We're done with bail. Bail rhymes with fail. No, murder. You're not getting out until the trial, but we guarantee you a speedy trial. If you cannot afford attorneys, one will be provided for you. If you can provide yourself an attorney, you're gonna. So they said the stabbing, Catherine Conlon, the defense attorney, the public defender defending the executive wife, the wife of an executive for the NBA. If you're not familiar with the salaries of the NBA, the Towel Boys probably make a good living. And they better, all them sweaty. So on the night that it happened, the defense claims this is an accumulation of a long period of domestic abuse, right? The defense claims that Michael Redlick had once punched his former stepdaughter in the face and had grown increasingly aggressive as time went on and their relationship deteriorated. Violence on the night in question, Conlon said, rose to a whole nother level, necessitating said response by her client. He pushed her down. She goes to her knees. He pulls her up by the hair. He shoves her to the kitchen island. He chokes her, smothers her, reaches into a drawer. She reaches into a drawer, grabs a knife. She stabs him one time. He is stunned. He releases her, and she runs to the bathroom. Okay. We have to be able to prove that didn't happen, right? We have to be able to prove based on forensic evidence. We take a verbal statement, and we already know, Grandma taught us a long time ago, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. As a detective, you're going to scrutinize that even further. So now you're listening to the statement, you're writing it down, you're going back to the scene. This is all happening in real time, right? This is all now. This isn't like over a one-day period where you've left the scene and now you're back. No, uncontaminated scene. You take the witness statement and now, or the person's statement claiming self-defense. First thing that pops out is you go, but you waited 11 hours, but you didn't wait. You only waited 4 hours to get on a dating website. So 4 hours to go on a dating website, 11 hours to call to say that there was just a murder in your home, a killing, right? Murder's illegal. So it's a doubtful story based on the actions afterwards, right? She attempted to clean up the crime scene. And then when she did call 911, 11 hours later, a dead body laying in your floor for 11 hours. We don't even kill bugs in the house and let them lay there for 11 hours, right? So she checked her messages on the dating app. They know that because of the timestamp. She attempted to clean up the crime scene. They can tell because they know what a crime scene is supposed to look like. And then she lied. The next morning, she said that she thought her husband died of a heart attack. Then she said her husband stabbed himself during the argument. Then they said, okay, well then why the long time between the stabbing and 11 hours later? And she said, I had trouble finding my phone. But the dating app activity came from the app on her phone. See, if you're going to kill somebody in self-defense, make sure you actually have to defend yourself, right? Don't make it an assault. And if that does happen, the best thing to do is call someone immediately, not your buddy, not your lawyer, not your mom, not your dad. Call the police first. Because otherwise, it looks funny. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with in the world today. Just ignorant, stupid people. It's scary. Like meeting somebody today, and I trust my partner with my life, obviously, or I wouldn't sleep in the home with her. Meeting somebody today and trusting them enough to fall asleep with them would be virtually reckless for me, impossible almost. I've seen the worst of society. I'm now seeing the worst in society. I no longer feel that you're trustworthy enough to gain my trust until you prove it to me. And that's a scary thing. And that is not what the United States of America is based on. You can call it a racist country. You can call it a hateful country, but it's not the country, it's the people in it. And we're not as divided as we are told, and Matthew McConaughey was right about that. We're not as divided as we've been led to believe. There's a reason for that. right? There's a reason for that. And coming up in the next segment after we go to break, which is a few minutes from now, not right away, obviously, we're going to be talking about this federal hearing, this congressional hearing last night, and what does it actually mean, right? Does it put us closer to putting Donald Trump on trial for his actions for January 6th? Does what happened last night bring us closer to charges against Donald Trump for what he did in the insurrection? I asked you that because I watched all of about 20 seconds of it last night before I threw up in my mouth and turned it off. Why? Because it doesn't belong on TV. That's why. And we're going to talk about it. And I want your input. We'll talk about it. It doesn't belong on TV. Why do I say that? We'll talk later about it. But for now, Britney got hitched, but not without a hitch. Again, the dumbing down of America and the dumb things, and not just America, people, the dumbing down of people in the world. So they decide her and her fiance. So Britney Spears is a married woman as of yesterday. Much to the unliking of her ex, Jason Alexander, not the actor who played George Costanza in Seinfeld, a different Jason Alexander. So Britney Spears and Sam Asghari posed at the premiere of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in 2019 as a couple, and they couldn't get married because she was grounded. Conservatorship, right? For her own good. Yeah, well, maybe it was too. I don't know. But so they've been engaged since September of 2021. They met in 2016 when he was in her video Slumber Party. And then they had one. So she was previously married to childhood friend Jason Alexander, and then Kevin Federline, one of the dancers. I think he danced for her. They have two kids, Sean Preston and Jaden James. So yesterday they're getting married. That's all good and fine. And it's cute to me how that's the end of the story. But it's not. CNN didn't talk about it. So I had to dig deeper, right? And I started finding out that it didn't go exactly 100% as they might have wanted it to do, right? So Britney gets married, star-studded affair in her Thousand Oaks, California home, gated community, right? A-list for the guest list. No kids, including her kids, at the nuptials. 16 to 15 years old. Think about that. Let's get rid of this noise. 16 and 15 years old, not at mom's wedding. So, according to Kevin Federline's attorney, this is so dumb. This is so watered down with grossness, right? Federline's attorney makes a statement and says, Kevin and the boys are really happy for Britney, and they wish Britney and Sam the best for their future moving forward. The boys felt that it would be overwhelming for them, and it would be best for Britney to focus on this great day. And based on that, they felt it would be best for them not to be in attendance. I call bull beep. What an exposure of dysfunction I just read. My attorney has to tell the people how happy we are. What kind of world do they live in? What kind of weird world is it that I have to have my attorney release a press release? Shut up. Get over your stupid self. Blah, blah. Throw up all over the place. I'll clean the mic up when I'm done. There's M&Ms all over it, chewed up and spit out. The kids are old enough they're 15 and 16. They're dating now, or they have romantic involvement or interests and stuff like that. Too overwhelming to go to your mom's very special moment that she's been waiting for? Who are you trying to sell this crap to? Who buys this? Boom, it kills me how stupid we are. And we're not dumb people. We're ignorant to thought, right? Think about that. Oh no, they'll be overwhelmed. They want you to enjoy your day. No, they don't. I'm sorry, but if I was marrying somebody and he's like, hey, my kids ain't coming, man, because they're going to be overwhelmed and they want you to enjoy your day and me to enjoy my day, I'd be like, are you sure we're going to be doing this? Are you sure this is the right thing? Because you know what? If your kids can't stomach this, there's no way there's going to be a normal relationship, family value unit here. So what are we doing? Oh, I know what we're doing. We're contributing to the demise of the family value. Family values used to be we'd sit around the TV or we sit around the table and eat with no TV. Then they said, you going into TV and going in the living room to eat and watching TV is a degradation of the family. No, lack of conversation is the degradation of the family. Listening to hatred spewed by parents at the dinner table is detrimental to the family value. A gay child who's not out of the closet yet, who won't come out because dad sits at the table talking crazy talk, is not functional. It's dysfunctional. A 15 and 16-year-old kid not going to mom's wedding is dysfunctional. There's something wrong there, right? Oh, we can say publicly whatever we want. It's bullcrap. No stake in it for me. I don't care. But don't try to lie to me. But there's more. Jason Alexander was arrested on the grounds trying to crash the wedding. And he went in there and he told them he was there to crash the wedding. He didn't. The police were called. He was arrested for trespassing. What do we ever? This is why we don't have nice things anymore. What is going on? And every single day, nutso things are happening. Oh, it's the mental health. No, it's our inability to cope. Mom and dad, you're doing it wrong. If your kid's a bumbling idiot, you have a stake in it. It's your fault. Your kid's an idiot. The apple does not fall far from the tree. I'm proud to say that my 4 children are completely functional. They're normal. No arrest record, no violence, no criminal, nothing. They're good kids. I pat myself on the back. If you can't say that for yourself, reevaluate. Maybe it's too late. By the time they're 12, they already are going to be who they are. You've already trained them up in the way they will go. If you're visiting your child in prison, you have a little bit of a stake in that. Period. Right? You do. 1% at least an iota. At least an iota. And I've got family that have been to prison. My grandpa went to jail for bank robbery in the 1930s. I just found it out. We're not perfect people. But guess what? I can promise you I'm never going to murder you because murder is illegal. I can't promise you I won't kill you because you may require me to do so. But I can promise you I'm not going to go up to try to rob you and kill you. No matter what weapon you lay in front of me. I don't care if it's legal or not. I'm not that type. I'm not cut from that cloth. Murder. Take what's not mine. It starts at home. Raising our children. It starts there. Blame you for your kid being a murderous piece of crap. Blame you that your kid can't function in a normal society. You have part of the blame as a mom and dad. If you don't agree with me, that's completely fine, but you're wrong. Because everybody wants to claim perfect. Well, my kid would never do that. My kid would never. They did it. They did it. And it's disgusting. Jeffrey Dahmer's parents were absolutely mortified by what their kid did, and they spoke about it. They didn't defend him. They loved him nonetheless, I'm sure. But what you did was wrong. And something along the way, they take responsibility for. Not legally necessarily. Maybe there's nothing you could do, but there's things you could have done. It's not black and white across the board, but we got to acknowledge this. People are begging for help. All these, like take the shootings. People are begging for help. These are people that are out doing things that we're going, oh, wait a minute, this is a bad thing. But we're not doing anything about it because we're misunderstanding innocent till proven guilty. That's in the court of law. That's when official charges have been filed against you. But it's 2022 and we're all scumbags. So what we're going to do from now on, it's real simple. What we're going to do from now on, if you broke the law and we charged you with a crime, especially when we've got you on camera, especially when we've witnessed it and arrested you for it in the act, there's no bail. There's no getting away with this in any way, shape, or form. In fact, if you're, like they say in Florida, we're going to shoot so many holes in you, we'll read the newspaper through you. We won't even put you in a court of law no more. But that's where the innocent till proven guilty comes on the street. Nowadays, if we've got enough evidence, red flags, quote unquote, so to speak, that you may be a problem, we're going to do what they call nip it in the bud, right? No more. If you are a young kid, you're 12 years old, and you're caught out there killing animals and dissecting them, you're a freaking problem. We're going to deal with you as a problem, not with kid gloves either. Tough love, right? Because statistics show that you're going to kill somebody next, and we're not having it. Not in this neighborhood, not in this city, not in this state, not in this country, not in this world. So, knock it off. But how? Teach your kid not to be a piece of trash. It's real simple. Not easy. The hard part is doing it. But if I can raise 4 kids that are all good kids, you can too. And I drank in front of them. They would giggle after I had a couple of beers because I would get a little funny, and my kids were sober. So why do I know that? Because I tended to them, and I loved them, and I nurtured them, and I had conversations with them. I knew my kids, right? They didn't get interrogated at the dinner table. They talked at the dinner table. And we find out so much information, and they go, dang, he tricked me again. We're not tricking you. We're not asking you, so how was school? We're going, so what'd you do today? We bring up topics about somebody. Like if the kid's friend gets in trouble at school, the best way to not find out any information is say, well, I heard Johnny got in some trouble at school today. No. You got to be smarter than the average second grader, right? You go, hey, why don't you invite Johnny over? You guys we'll play some catch and then you play some Xbox. Oh, Johnny can't come over because he's been grounded. Oh, really? Why is he grounded? Oh, he told the teacher this, that, and the other, and blah, blah. You would have never gotten that information by how was school today? Gotta know. My God, there's something going on outside. I thought it was my computer over here talking. People on break out there. And there is Bob. Wait, there's Bob. Hello.
Here I is.
Wow.
What's going on outside?
I'm pretty sure that there's somebody outside with a megaphone. Maybe I'm being protested right now. Oh, lordy, lordy. How's it going, Bob? Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Sapphire. It's going well. Been listening and in complete and total agreement.
Well, I'm glad
Had
for
it. Fed up. Done.
that. Yeah. Just in time for break.
Well, that's how I do it, right?
I know. Our timing is impeccable.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. When we get back, well, we're going to talk about this cancer breakthrough as well. Possible, potential cancer.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And wouldn't you know it? Grab the pop. Oh, wait a minute. There may not be any popcorn to grab. We'll talk
Say
about
it
that
isn't
coming
so.
up. It's amazing. Say it isn't true. Apparently, the new Top Gun Maverick movie blew it out of the water, and we may not recover from it.
Wow.
Another shortage.
They hogged all the popcorn. How dare
And now,
they?
well, we'll talk about it coming up. We're going to break and listen to the Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Sorry about the timing.
That's okay. Sorry about the timing. That's me.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We come back at, oh my, I got work to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We come back at 8:53.
Okay. Nope, that's cool. I got some recording to do, so that'll work.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll
All
be
right,
back.
we'll be back in a few. All right, we're back. Little ODB on a Friday morning to get us rolling back into the show. Break the ice a little bit, but not break wind.
Let's not do that.
We're going to try not to.
Well, don't break wind into the wind anyway.
Everybody's so freaking upset about January 6th. Living in the past, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
There is some need to tend to past issues. No question about it. Nobody should be free to do what happened. I just want to know, are we getting closer to charging Donald Trump with federal charges now that they've got all the evidence portrayed on TV? Even though, why did they not put anything on TV about a federal case for Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein? I know the answer, because federal courtrooms do not allow TV. And I know what you're going to say to me. You're going to say, but Sapphire, see, there you go, shooting your mouth off again. This isn't a court of law. And I say to you, exactly. So what are we doing here? What was last night about? Was it about a grand jury of the American people to say, yeah, let's charge him with crimes? Or was it political bantering to say, we got to do whatever we can do to get more votes on our side because everything we've done is abysmal. We have the worst approval rating of any president in American history. What can we do to maintain, quote unquote, power? Is January 6th insurrection an abomination? Yeah. But you're blaming somebody who was not there more than you're blaming somebody who was there, while you've got people mourning every state in this country with mass shootings and what we can do and what we can do. And you decide to put on TV this propaganda. I watched about 20 seconds of last night and I had to turn it off. It's not conducive to the American moving forward at all. At all. Federal cases, cameras are not allowed. If you're not trying to get federal charges against Donald Trump, what are we doing? Public opinion? That's what we're doing.
Exactly. It's all about public opinion, creating a case, swaying the minds of people, almost mind control to a point. When you consider the fact that, like you said, you're talking about a person who wasn't even there. So at most, he could have influenced anything by saying things, using words. That's it. He wasn't there. He didn't do it. Now, if the individuals who did do it are so not able to control themselves that they can't listen to something and say, nah, that's probably not, I don't think I should go there.
Yeah.
It's on the individuals that did it. It doesn't have anything to do with Orange Man, except that you don't want Orange Man around and you want to cause as much trouble as you can. He
That's what it
didn't
looks
do
like to
it.
me.
He didn't tell people to go storm the place. He just said go there. Now whether you go
he said
there,
we're going to go down. And that's funny too, because the one guy in his defense, a former Trump supporter, but now is trying to defend himself through blaming elsewhere, deflection, goes, he told us he was meeting us down there.
So what?
He stood in front of a podium and said, we're going to go down there and fight like hell. We're going to march down there. He did say that. But if I say we're going down there, it's not an invitation that I'm going. Who would really think that he's going to go down there and be out there in a MAGA hat going, yeah.
And
How
so what if he was?
stupid are you?
And so what if he was?
Yeah. It doesn't
He didn't say
mean
we're going
I
in
have
there.
to go do it.
Yeah,
But
he
my
didn't-
problem is this. Why put out that last night and do a whole TV production of it Mark Goldman, I believe, is the one who put the story together. A well-renowned movie producer or television producer, Mark Goldman. I believe he was the one who put it all together. They wanted to tell the story. But if we're going to put him on trial for crimes committed, you just tainted the evidence, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
You tainted any fair trial. You don't put federal issues on TV. Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, nobody questioned why we couldn't watch it. Nobody questioned it. They go, well, you can't because it's a federal case. Oh, well, okay, bye-bye. Why are we putting this on TV? Ask yourself that. I'm not questioning the validity of it. I'm not questioning whether he should pay for it. I'm not questioning whether his words were insightful. I'm questioning why national television at this time, without any type of, there was no cross-examination of facts, was there? Was anybody afforded the opportunity to rebut anything last night?
No. Not that I know of. I didn't see it. I just heard about it.
So if we're trying to get justice and we need to hold people accountable for what they've done, what is the real objective here? Why are we trying to convict him, or are we just trying to convict him in the court of public opinion?
Yeah, exactly.
It's theatrics. That's what bothered me about it. They're going about it the wrong way, right? Whatever. We don't care about January 6th as much as we should care about everything else going on in this country. But if you're looking to the lawmakers to fix the gun problem, you're as dumb as a box of rocks. I'm sorry. I'm not as bright as I look either. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can ban a weapon. You can prevent the sale of a weapon. I made a bet last night. I was at the Adams Apple in Detroit. Beautiful. Love it there, right? Safe area. It's Detroit. It's got its dangerous spots. Anywhere's got potential for danger. I made a bet last night, proverbial bet, hypothetical bet. We never came through with it. I said, I'm sitting right now in the heart of a neighborhood bar in Detroit, Michigan. I guarantee you, within 30 minutes, if I have $1,500 on me, I can walk back to this bar fully loaded with an assault weapon. Guaranteed, you could not change my mind about it. On the black market. I didn't go to a gun store. I didn't get a background check. I know I'll fail. I won't fail, thank God, because my mom and dad raised me right. But if I know that I'm a criminal and I know I'm going to break the law and I know I want to get a gun to hurt people and I know I can't go buy one legally, what do? I go on the street and go buy one. They are everywhere. So go ahead and think that we're going to pass a law and the bad guy's going to go, dang it, I was just about to go shoot up the movie theater too. Now I can't go find a gun. Don't sleep good at night thinking that's going to help, because it's not. It might help 30 years down the road, 20 years down the road, but teach your kids not to be jackasses. That's where it goes. That's the beginning of it. Beginning, middle, and end. Because my parents taught me the right way. I could have a flamethrower. I could have the nuclear end the world button, the big red one. I could have that button sitting here. I would never press it. Why? Because I'm not a loser. Well, maybe I'm a loser, but I'm not a loser bad enough to the level of killing people for no reason. I don't have a problem if they come out and say, we are arresting Donald Trump for his actions for January 6th, and we're charging him with X, Y, and Z. I'm fine with that. But don't be pulling all this propaganda and political bantering at the cost of the unity that President Joe Biden ran under. Remember, I'm going to unite everybody. He's not uniting anybody. He went on the Jimmy Fallon show and ripped the Republicans apart. That's not unity, right? But nobody wants to hear it. Last night, I'm at the bar. People couldn't wait to watch that last night. I wanted to sit there and go, no, don't watch this. This is Maury Povich in our Capitol building. That's what this is. This is Jerry Springer in our Capitol building. That's what we're doing. We're not getting to the bottom of anything. Are we even planning to charge Trump with something? Is that the plan?
Again, and I come back to, what are you really going to charge him with that's going to stick?
I want to know.
I do, because you can't, if all it is he told people to go there, well, okay, is that a crime? The crime was committed by the people who went there and did what they did.
And they're being held accountable, and they
Right.
should be.
And they should be.
But to me, it looks like a witch hunt. That's what it looks like.
Well,
in the name of let's get down to the bottom of it. On national television, risking Marcy checking in. Marcy Wells, Sabatis, good morning.
Hello, Marcy.
Yeah. And if
The whole
people
thing
break
just
the law-
reeks.
What's that?
I said the whole thing just reeks.
It does. It does. It stinks. Right. You're right.
It reeks, and it's a big fat waste of time to do what they're doing with it right now. You go after the people that did what they did. You take care of business on the security end where anything was lacking that we obviously discovered the hard way. And you go forward and have unity, as like you said, the whole story is we're going to reunite the country. Well, then let's do that.
No, we're not. We're not. They're not even trying to. They're not even trying to. Yeah, they're not even trying to. And that bothers me as much as when the Republicans were in office, of them not caring about the heartbeat of the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to working together? We don't expect the politicians to. Money's at stake. We understand that. We understand that. But now it's up to us to go,
Mm-hmm.
And here's another thing. Let's switch gears real quick here. Did you know that Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh they attempt to assassinate him at his home?
I heard that.
Yeah. You're not hearing much about it on the television, right? Because it's kind of like, well, he had it coming. Let me explain something.
Nobody has assassination coming.
No, right. So now many of the Democratic politicians are coming under fire a little bit, like scrutiny, because they're going, wait a minute, like this is not okay. Nicholas John Roske, Roske, 26 years old, from Simi Valley, California, was arrested with a gun, ammunition, a knife, pepper spray, a screwdriver, zip ties, and other gear when he was arrested Wednesday morning. The weird thing is he called 911 on himself. So he wasn't really going to go through with this. That's the way I look at it. And I'm not a clinical psychologist or nothing, but if you're trying to commit a crime and follow through with it, you don't call 911 on your way telling them where you're at and what you're doing.
Right.
Thankfully, it didn't happen, right? So there was an attempt on his life. It never happened. But now, even Whoopi Goldberg spoke out and said, this is coming from both sides and it has to stop, right? Mm-hmm. Maxine Waters talking about go confront them in the grocery store, confront them in the restaurants. You can't say that. If you can, then so can the other side.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Again, who's the guilty one? The one who confronts someone in the grocery store. The person that said it is saying unpopular things, and you don't have to like it. But, that's her opinion, and she can speak it. But if you're the idiot that does it, then you're the idiot that gets to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. There was a federal judge whose son was assassinated. They opened the front door and he got shot in the face and killed. Not that long ago, right? Judges have a dangerous job. If you think it's okay to go protesting outside their personal private home, no, it's wrong. You could do that outside the office of where they work or something. Mm-hmm. There's a way to do things. It's a very dangerous thing when you start providing your own justification for breaking the law because it fits your narrative. Because then when the other side, there's a saying that said, it ain't no fun when the monkey's got the gun. Because the monkey took it from you. And now you're going to suffer the same thing that you were putting them through. So is it okay that they're out there doing all this, protesting because of the Roe versus Wade, when they don't even know what it means? They don't even know what it means. If Roe versus Wade is overturned, they're being misled on what it means. It doesn't mean abortion is illegal in the land. It does not mean that, but that's what everybody's starting to make it appear to be. It means that each and every state will have the individual freedom to choose what they feel is best for their state. Therefore, the beauty of America is you can leave if you don't like something, if it won't change. If the majority of the people in your state vote for your governor and representatives and they decide to make abortion illegal, you have a choice to make, Mary. You can move or you can not abort your baby. They're not saying it's illegal. They're saying they're Pontius Pilate. They're washing their hands of it. Let the governors lose votes over it. The presidents are tired of it.
Well, and isn't that what the states want anyway, is as little federal involvement with their business as possible? So here's
yeah, but not when it comes to a hot topic that can change an election.
Right. Well, no, that's it. It's so here you're getting, exactly what, local state authority versus federal authority, and the states want, that. And so if this does indeed come to pass and the states have the authority, well, now we're whining and crying about that. It's there's never satisfaction with anything. Mm-hmm. And it's done for purposes other than what it's intended.
Mm-hmm. The misleading of the knowledge is what bothers me. And if you I'm not saying I'm right, but we got to think about this stuff. We got to really rationalize this. There's this 70-year-old woman out there with a coat hanger holding it up in the protest. It's like the younger kids, I can understand being more emotionally misled. But for adults that are older, that have been through all this stuff, I mean, this lady's old enough to have been Vietnam protesting, right? She's my mom's age. She's mid-70s. Out there holding the coat hanger, but you don't even understand what you're yelling about. It's not making it illegal. Mm-hmm. It's making it the state's choice. So I have a real problem with anybody who does not take offense to an attempted assassination of a Supreme Court justice just because we don't agree with their ideology. You're in the wrong country, first of all. And you need to check yourself and get the hell out, or fix yourself and conform to the majority. And if you don't like the majority, move to where you are the majority. You have the freedom to do that.
Sure.
What you don't have is the ability to change everybody around you to fit your narrative. It's impossible. Think about it.
The majority is the middle 80%. The crazy 20% get all the attention.
Yeah. Marcy says, half these people don't even know what's going on, what they're fighting for. They just go wherever there's an adrenaline rush. Very true. Mm-hmm. It is so both sides. They're all just acting like a bunch of crybabies, pointing fingers, blaming everyone else. It's a disaster. Amen, Marcy. And it's sad because these are important issues that it's okay if we do not see eye to eye. I'm personally on the fence about abortion. I'm pro-life, but I'm pro-choice. It's not my decision to make. Mm-hmm. But for me individually, it's my decision to make. Mm-hmm. But I can't tell Marcy, I can't tell Kimberly, I can't tell Eunice, I can't tell anybody else what to do. What I can try to do is say, these are the reasons I feel differently than you do. And maybe you can reach somebody, but more than likely you cannot. And that's okay too. I have dear friends that think I'm absolutely crazy because of my political views. They think I'm a trumpeter. I'm not. I don't like Joe Biden. He's bad for our country. I don't like Donald Trump. He's bad for our country. Different reasons. I had no problem with a lot of Donald Trump's policies that he made. I really felt that he put America first with a lot of the foreign policies and things like that. But I also know that he did a lot of things to help cronyism. I also know he did a lot of things to hurt the LGBT community. I know he did a lot of things to be hurtful to others. But not everything was bad. Not everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to look past somebody having different views. I got into it, not into it. We had a discussion last night at the bar with me and a dear friend of mine, both of us former military veterans, and he cannot stand Donald Trump at all. Doesn't care about anything other than seeing him fail and gone. Wants him out, hopes he can never run again, doesn't want nothing to do with them. I'm fine with that ideology, but you got to remember, the people that like him will fight for him as hard as people that fight against him.
Right.
That's America.
It's the way it should be. It's
Yeah.
But what shouldn't be is the extremism that has taken control of things, and like I said, it's bordering on mind control and making people get into the crazy so they don't look and see what else is really going on.
There are hot, volatile issues going on right now. January 6th is not one of them. It's in the past. It still needs to be dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
But they went about it the wrong way last night. They're not trying to unite the country. If they don't charge him, mark my words, even if you guys think I'm absolutely crazy right now and I'm missing the mark and I'm downplaying an important part of bad history, maybe you think that, and I could be. But let's think about this. If no charges are ever brought up in a court of law against Donald Trump for what he did on January 6th, all of this is political banter.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You can't even argue about it. Well, the world needs to see, the American people need to see. We need to see who was putting their penis in the victims of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. That's who I want to see. Show me the pictures of the men who raped these women that were, obviously it was rape because they were charged and convicted of trafficking children. But we don't care. We want Trump's ass. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It. And it doesn't sit well with me, a real American.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if Trump was draining the swamp? What if he is the good guy like he claims to be? And we've been bamboozled by the left.
The swampsters.
Yeah, by the money grabs.
Yeah.
And it's something that you have to be able to say, wow, we can't control this yet. Well, the only way we can is the cliche at the ballot box. Oh, if you're one of the people who are pro-life and say, keep your hands off of the woman's body, then you will vote every person that's Republican out of office who votes against abortion. That way, they have no say. That's what is supposed to happen. But what happens is the opposite.
Yep.
I know people who voted for Donald Trump in 2016 because they're devout Christian Catholics on the abortion issue itself. I know people, whether it's an ignorant or whether it's an intelligent move, they voted for Donald Trump in 2016 because of the abortion issue. They are pro-life.
Well, a personal opinion, my own,
Yeah.
I think voting for anyone on one particular issue alone
It's
is
careless.
foolhardy. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, there's so much more to consider. And you're voting for someone who is going to be involved in the entire picture, not just this one little sliver of what's going on in the world. Casting a vote over one single issue for a person as opposed to the issue itself, does not, to me, make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at more. And it's too easy to get wrapped up in the drama and whipped into a frenzy over something, which is what they're trying to do. And
Absolutely. Division is what they want.
Have enough self-respect to look at more than what they're trying to beat into your head. You're smarter than that.
Try to be anyway.
I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about any
No,
of us.
I know, yeah. Try to be smarter anyway.
But yeah, well, exactly.
We've got to be able to see through the thing. It's not the fact that it's not important, but it's on a level of importance right now in this country. January 6th is in the past. It's down the list.
Mm-hmm.
And it's being put on the front and center. And any reasonable person last night would go, this is not what we should be watching right now. I could not support it. I could not watch it, even though I wanted to for the sake of this show.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew in the long run, it really didn't matter what was said, because we all know what it was. It was a one-eyed view, a one direct view, one perspective of what happened with no rebuttal, no way to, you're not confirming any of this, right? Mm-hmm. If it had been the opposite and Trump's camp had won and the Biden administration had gone, because that's what they love to do, right? We already know the Democratic side of the world likes to go, hey, that's what you get. That's why we're protesting. That's what you get. That's why we're burning down cop cars and police stations. That's what you get. They turn a blind eye.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like it was negotiated that they were going to do this as long as they could get TV coverage about it. Like, if nobody was going to watch, if they weren't going to be able to publicize this on a level that, you know, the American public could absorb easily through the crazy box, then would they have done it at all? I mean, the hearings they would have done anyway, but in general, would it have been worth all the bluster?
It's a dangerous, dangerous proposition, because we already know about when they want to move a trial because of an unfair jury and stuff. You just propped up a bunch of evidence, self-proclaimed evidence, if they decide. And that's why I don't believe they're going to try to charge him with nothing. They just compromise the potential integrity of their whole case.
Right.
And it's like, so if you're not trying to charge him with a crime, then what did he do wrong? What he did was sat back and goes, yeah, look at all these people that love me. And that's what he was doing. And he's not right. What he did was wrong. He should have been down there stopping people. Right? If I got fired today from this radio station and they told me this is your last day, get out of here. And then Monday morning, my listeners were like, oh my God. And they all piled up over here in front of the building that they have no idea where we're at. And they were all just swarming. I would not be sitting there going, yeah, my people. I would be like, no. This is not meant to be. Right? We'll figure this out elsewhere. We're not breaking windows and hurting people on my account. Thank you, though. Thanks for the love. Love you. But no. You're doing it wrong. That's where we've got to be able to do.
Right.
But did I commit a crime? That's my problem with last night. The propaganda, the theatrics, hiring. How much did they pay Ron Goldman to put this together? And if they didn't, and he did it for free, then you got to question why. Right? You'd be, wait a minute. So you put this whole thing together, but you didn't charge anything. Oh, you've got a statement to make. I see. People misconstrue me as, oh, you're a Republican, you're a Trumpeteer. No, I'm a realist. I think, I see things, and I don't believe anything they tell me until I look through my own eyes. And usually, if you really stop and read something or listen to what they're saying, they're full of beans. Full of it. Like the gas prices. We talked about that Wednesday. They're telling you supply and demand. They're telling you this. They're telling you that. They're telling you this. All you got to do is type in 4 words. Oil company profit 2022. That's all you got to type in. And it tells you record profits, record earnings for stockholders. It's not supply and demand. There's no way in the world we have $5 plus gas now because we're demanding 5 times more. It's not true. It's not true. Say what you want, argue all you want. You will never change my mind. I'm not stupid. Not saying you are, but if you believe that, you're borderline, you're under scrutiny, you're under suspicion of ignorance.
Well, whatever your opinion or choice or thoughts on the matter are, they should be at least somewhat intelligence-based. You must be able to state a reason why you think that, whatever that reason is, and that's fine. It doesn't matter whether it's agreed upon or not. But to just do it because everyone else is doing it, yeah, what they said, well, you're an idiot.
Remember back in Trump's administration, it was Trump's America anytime something happened. Right? Doesn't matter. We knew it wasn't his fault, but he got the title, Trump's America. Anytime something happened, white cop shoots a black guy, Trump's America. Joe Biden made laws hurting the black community back in the 80s and 90s. He made laws that affected you. And we don't look down, you know what I mean? You got to be able to see it. And if you pick a side, you can't because they're both corrupt.
Well, and you're not
wrong.
trying. Yeah. You're not trying to see it. You've just decided that that's it. You know, you want to be that way.
I think we're not going to break. I think we're just going to play right through.
Okay.
If that's okay.
It's fine with me. Of course, I might stretch or, maybe go off camera for a second.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
I'm here. I'll be here. I'm around.
But if I go to break now, we're 9:25 already. So I moved the music down the list. It's okay. We got plenty to talk about still. Look, I'm not trying to start a fight. I'm not picking sides. I feel I'm as objective as I can be. I feel enlightened. I feel like I know they're both up to no good. And once you know they're both up to no good, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
You've got a competition of picking sides, and it's not right.
No, and that's all it is. Again, if you choose a side or a position, you should be doing it based on your own thought processes, your own reasoning, as if there were nobody else in the room and you had the information. What would you choose and why? Then I can respect your opinion. Then you've thought it through with enough of your own independent thought to make a statement without influence of everybody else's boohooing and screaming and tantrum throwing and everything else. When you're just part of the mob of people that are acting ignorant, what do you expect? You're judged by the company you keep, as they say. You're ignorant until you prove otherwise.
Oh, well.
I mean, sorry to be that way, but I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's like, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed with our government. I'm really ashamed of them. I'm really disgusted with them. Last night bothers me because they're not seeking truth and justice. They're seeking revenge and political advantage. In my opinion, I could be wrong, whatever, but I don't believe any of them are doing this for what is right. Because otherwise they would have been saying, you know what? I would have been just like this. You'd have my little name tag up there, and I'd have said, where's my gavel, bitches? Boom, boom, order in the court. This is stupid, right? We just had Matthew McConaughey in here crying, talking about things, banging his head on the table because little 10-year-olds were blown to smithereens. We need to be talking about these problems, the drugs in this country, the fentanyl overdoses and deaths in this country, the border security in this country, what do I got going on?
Yeah, we got plenty of stuff to deal with.
Yeah, the gun issue, the mass homicide, the inner city violence, that young kids are shooting each other all the time, which is worse than any COVID, because COVID's a natural thing that God gave us because a man screwed a monkey or whatever. That was a payback for horniness.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I would say, by the way, I just heard this morning on the radio as I was buzzing through. Now they're already encouraging people to be prepared for the upcoming COVID season. Make sure you have well-fitting masks in your home. Make sure you stock up on COVID tests. What is all this about? Buying stuff for something that hasn't happened yet, and two, is being driven by the media as much as anything.
We just threw out millions and millions of doses of COVID vaccinations in this country because they expired. Nobody's getting them. And now they want more vaccinations that they're not going to sell, but they're buying. So the government buys it from Pfizer and Moderna. It's a done deal. It's paid. Doesn't matter what happens with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you throw it away, the transaction was done the way they wanted it done.
Well, sure. The company already made the money. Yeah.
We lose. I just powdered my breast.
Oh, pretty.
We lose, but we don't think about that. How much did it cost for the Moderna vaccine that I took? I have no freaking idea. I took 3 shots. I don't know what they charged. I have no idea. Probably 1.2 million each. They're just added to the tax bill.
Well, the deficit's already so huge. What difference does it make? That's what people are going to say.
Yeah. But I got vaccinated. I'm boosted. I'm good to go. I'm legal.
Mm-hmm.
I can go fly. I can go to the moon. I can go to Uranus. I can do it all.
And I can go to Uranus. So there.
Room for 3.
No, but point being, here it is, June, and now we're already prepping for the next thing in the media. A doctor, no less, telling you to do all this stuff.
The conditioning.
Seriously, shut up.
Yeah. But yet, you don't see masks in all these mass assembly of people. But then they go, oh, could be a super spreader. I'll be honest with you. I don't even think of COVID anymore. I think of COVID as much as I think of chicken pox. I don't think of it.
Yeah, well, actually, I'll wear a mask sometimes in public, but I wear it more I'll wear it in my garden as much. I'm wearing it these days more for my allergies than I am for COVID. Right. I'm doing it because if I'm not inhaling as much pollen, then I'm not sneezing and coughing and making people think I have COVID. It has very little to do with it. Yes.
I'm ready for things to calm down, but they're not gonna, because there's too much money to be made in all this chaos and ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
But
which brings a weird thought to mind just now out of the blue. If it's so much about the money and everything, would a recession or a depression be a good thing? Just slap everybody down a notch or two, and let's get real again. I'm not saying we should have one, but I'm just saying if one occurred, would it be
a recession?
A recession or even like a deep recession. I mean, it could happen, certainly.
I think it's inevitable. I think it's planned. I think that they're loving these high gas prices. I don't think they're in a hurry to get them going at all. I think your energy secretary, Jennifer Granholm, her solution to high gas prices is buy electric cars, to which if we do, we can't even get around very well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and who can afford it?
Well, until the person in the inner city who can barely drive the rusty 30-year-old car they're driving, and that's what they can afford, and now a tank of gas is more than they can afford, to go buy a brand new electric vehicle or walk everywhere.
It's so stupid. It's stupid. They're out of touch. And did you know they're now talking that we're going to have rolling power outages? They're anticipating rolling power outages this year because we are no longer able to maintain a constant power source throughout the summer. So they're going to have rolling blackouts because we can't afford and keep all of the energy going because of policies put in place that have changed our energy resources.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's 95 degrees out and your TV goes out and your air goes out, you'll look for a way to blame Trump, but it won't be found. And people that say the president does not affect gas prices is wrong. There is an effect for everything. And when you make policies that affect different things, it affects gas prices. But don't blame Joe Biden for all the gas prices. His is part of it. They were expecting record gas prices already before the Russia invasion and all that. But now it's starting to look like they kind of want it that way.
Well, and some of it's seasonal, and they've programmed our minds to expect it anyway. Oh, travel season. Big demand. This, of course it's going to go up. And to some extent, yes. But again, to the magnitude of any of it is driven by the drama that's projected out there and what people will absorb. And
here is the next story of what is going on. Grab the pop. Wait a minute. We may not have any popcorn. In the wake of a record-breaking Memorial Day weekend, thanks to Top Gun Maverick, movie theaters are facing a new dilemma. We have experts in this field. Experts are worried a popcorn shortage is just around the corner.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So there's experts who are predicting. What they're doing is they're conditioning you to go buy all their backstock. So a popcorn shortage will wreak havoc with the movie theaters because of the up pricing of popcorn. They make a huge profit. But the shortage is partially because of Top Gun Maverick. Thanks a lot, Tom Cruise, for making a great movie. Now we can't go get popcorn. If you believe all this stuff, it's just amazing to me. The shortage is partially because farmers are growing less corn in favor of more profitable crops these days. I don't know how easy it is to have a 60-acre farm of corn and go, well, last year sucked, let's grow celery. I don't know how easy that is.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be like, hey, for the dummy, we would just believe it. Right? We would just go, hey, seems about right to me. I'm not going to check it. We don't fact check anything unless they're talking about something that don't fit with my narrative.
That's right. If it's not the way I want it, then we're going to, we'll check it out. But otherwise, don't worry about it.
There's also other things at play for this shortage, according to the experts. We have a popcorn supply expert chiming in. Look, Orville Redenbacher, nobody cares. Your brother is the guy from, what's his name, Colonel Sanders from KFC. For example, suppliers are having trouble getting the lining used inside popcorn bags. I don't know about you, but whenever I've gone to the movie theater, I get a box of freaking popcorn. There's no lining bag in it. I don't know what they're talking about. I've been going to the movies since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Everything from the bags to the oil used to pop the corn, the glue used for the boxes that hold the oil. What?
Yeah. I know.
What can we boost sales of next? All you got to do is have the news come out and say, hey, there's going to be a beer shortage.
Mm-hmm.
Boom! Everybody goes and buys it all up. It's amazing. We're so stupid.
Yeah.
Now they can raise the price of popcorn, right? Popcorn's cheap. Well, you go buy popcorn, 6 bags for $4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, no, they're onto it. All we have to do is say the magic word, abracadabra. No, not abracadabra. That doesn't have the same effect. Supply and demand. Say that. It'll get them all. They're so stupid. They don't even know what it means. Supply and demand starts an argument in every cafeteria in America nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Who's demanding more gas than they did before the pandemic? Oh, nobody, by the way, because the facts we talked about Wednesday showed that.
Right.
Pre-pandemic use of gas is down. but yet it's record levels based on supply and demand. Wrong answer, bitches. It's profit, record profit. Look, pull your head out of your ass. You'll hear that. That's cool. You'll hear it. Oh, you got popcorn. I love it. Look at you go.
There's where the shortage is. It's right here at my
It's all in
house.
Bob's backyard. He painted his whole wall.
That's
filled
right.
with popcorn. Did you take little needles and stick them through the drywall with the
Not yet.
popcorn, each little kernel?
But I'm going to hoard them so that nobody else can have them. They have to. I'm
And
going to
the
cause
price is
the
going up and
shortage of
up.
popcorn is my fault, right? Okay.
It's crazy to me. But corn oil, no problem. Corn on the cob, still 2 for $1. No biggie. But man, popcorn. Wait, people love popcorn. Wait. Great. Now I want the Colonel. Bradley chiming in. Bradley and Kristen checking in. Hello, everybody. Bradley said, "Great. Now I want the Colonel." He's not talking about the chicken. Bradley wants to actually sleep with the Colonel. Finger licking good, baby.
Yeah, the chicken is just the perk, the bonus. Yeah, that's what's for breakfast afterwards. Yes.
Yeah. Breaking news: a chicken shortage at KFC. I don't understand how there's not a buffalo shortage. All the wings we eat.
I know.
I had my kid convinced at one point. I told her it was incorrect. She was young. And we were talking and she was like, well, they're chicken wings. Why are they buffalo wings? And I go, no, they're not chicken wings. I go, they're buffalo wings. I go, the buffalo have little wings that they can't fly because they're not strong enough to lift. So we just chop them off and eat them. And she was like, really? And being a good parent, she believed me because I'm a good parent. And she also found out I was full of crap because I couldn't lie to my daughter. Right. So the minute she went, really? I went, no, I'm just kidding. And she was like, oh my God, you're dumb. And I go, no, you are. You believed it, dumb kid. Yeah, it's your mom's side there, you know.
Yeah.
But hey, we tried to expose both sides of this whole thing. I know people think I love Donald Trump and I'm a Republican and all that. I'm a Republican. You got a good idea, I want to hear. Even Bernie Sanders makes sense every now and again, right? Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with a good idea. I don't have a problem with hearing what I feel is a bad idea. I see no reason why we can't have national health care. Universal is weird sounding because it means the universe. Mm-hmm. National health care. I don't have a problem with that. We can afford that as a country. We've proven that, right? If we can send billions of dollars to Ukraine, justfully so. If we can spend all this money on foreign help, justfully so. Absolutely no problem helping out our neighbors and brothers and sisters that need it. But we can take care of ourselves too. There's no shame in taking care of number one first. Some reason when Donald Trump said make America great again, it turned into the great debate. Jay the Great and I debated it on his show when it first started coming, when I first came on in 2019. I said, America's the greatest country. Jay says, whoa, wait a minute now. Greatest country? Let's talk about this. My opinion is we're the greatest country. His is, how great are we? How great were we to start with to make America great again? Great in whose eye? And that's a valid point. My opinion is totally different in perspective of Jay the Great, raised as a black man in America who's about my age, a little younger, but still went through a lot of the trials and tribulations of not such an accepting world. I never see it because white girl. I don't see it. When the cops pull me over, I don't worry about nothing. Except for what I did. I don't worry about, am I getting out of this? Do I text my mom and tell her I love her? I go, oh, crap. This is another 15-minute inconvenience. I know I'm walking away. I get it. I can't possibly fathom going through, what other people have gone through.
Right.
Well, let's remember that with every respect. If you're a girl who decides that you're going to use abortion as a means of birth control, I look down at you, but it's not my decision to make. It's your decision to make.
Right.
If you want to go shoot up a school, I look down at you. It's your decision you made. Where we have to fix it is right then and there. Like I told you, And I know for a fact with you, if I put a gun in front of you and laid it there, I wouldn't be worried one bit. I'm not sitting in a room with a loaded gun that I can see. I know we're in rooms with loaded guns all the time in America now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not letting it, when you don't know somebody, right, you got to keep your eye on the gun, make sure you're as close to them in case they reach for it, you can reach for it.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of life is that? And we're teaching our kids to be that way.
Right.
We're doomed. There's no other way about it.
Well, I mean, and again, these things that happen now that affect the kids coming up, and it's been a very different world for them the last several years. It'll be interesting as adults to see what comes down the pike as far as, how life goes on, what kind of government things they will implement. It's going to be, it's a different world now, and it's going to be even more different down the road because you're going to have people with a totally different thought process and upbringing from any time before. So
now I've been hell on the Democratic side today. I'm pissed off about last night. I feel like it was political banter and positioning, and I feel like they're hiding they're hiding all this behind the premise of fact, right? What they showed was fact, right? It was video, it was witness video account, it was witness testimony account. It was all factual. Right. So there's an argument there to tell me I'm un-American because I'm not buying it. So then you go, well, then you must be condoning it. No, I'm not condoning it. I'm saying it was completely wrong to put it on television and air dirty laundry in the wrong field. Mm-hmm. You're playing hockey in a football field. You can't do it. Mm-hmm. There's no ice. That's my problem with it. Yeah. So.
No, and it's true. And they to jump to the conclusion of if you don't believe this, then you believe that it's the easy way out and ignorant. You don't know enough about, and especially if you're talking to strangers, you have no idea about the person. You have no idea how they think or what, you're putting it out there because you think it benefits you. You don't have anything to do with or know about what they know or believe. You haven't talked to them long enough,
Randy says, most Americans have never lived overseas, and those that have only see it as a vacation. America is great, but we need to show that. Even our educators and elected officials speak badly about our country. We need to start somewhere. There's a lot to speak badly about, but there's more to speak good about, and we need to not lower the bar every time something happens to make sure everybody can get over the bar. No, you will raise above. And we're not talking about going under the bar. We're not playing limbo. You will rise above and hurdle that hurdle.
Mm-hmm. And if you remove the bar completely, then there's just, mayhem and anarchy. The bar is there for a reason. And
there was a saying I saw the other day, or earlier this morning, actually. The mountains in front of you are meant to climb, not carry. So you don't have to move the mountain. They're meant to be climbed over. You can elevate yourself to the level of. And that's in your personal life. That's also what we need to expect. I'm tired of marginalized communities being excused for actions that nobody's accepted to do. If a white man robs a bank, he deserves to be charged with bank robbery. Same with Asians, same with Turkish, same with Muslim. Muslim's not a race, it's a religion, thank you. Mm-hmm. Same with the Arabic people, same with black people, same with Italian people. We cannot marginalize and minimalize crime. And that's what we're doing. We're going, well, we have to understand where they came from. No, we do not. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
And acting out against the law when you're not ignorant of it is also no excuse. You can't come up with a good excuse.
That's
you
true.
Did what you did. Now do the time.
And
nobody made you do it. Nobody made you, You did that of your own choice.
what I was getting at a minute ago about the heavy on the Democrat giving them hell today, I'm looking at the Republicans now. These lawmakers that are going to sit on these the gun bills that passed the other night. 21 to buy an assault weapon, 10-day waiting period, background checks, all that passed. It won't get through the Senate. Shame on you.
Yeah.
What
exactly.
kind of person are you that your Second Amendment is unwaverable even when children are getting their bodies blown to bits? Eventually we got to go, look, nobody's taking away our guns.
Right.
Nobody's you can't. You're stupid if you think that they're going to take away the gun. They'd love to. They'd love to. You're stupid if you think they can. You have no idea. I don't know how you remember to breathe. Thank God you don't have to remember. Because we have more guns than people. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is people shooting each other for no reason. But they think they have a reason. I got a pair of shoes you like. I got a wristwatch or a gold necklace or an earring or my car's nice, so you're going to come and take it from me. I don't think that's a good idea.
And you should be punished for that action, and everyone who does that should be punished for that action. And then you get into a whole nother topic of, well, do we need to build more prisons, or do we need to,
shoot more people?
Well, or I mean,
I'm done with this. Shoot more people.
Yeah.
Legally, don't go murdering. Let me get something clear. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm sleeping. I wake up. I hear somebody rustle with my car. I look outside and I go, not today, Mary. I grab my gun. I go run outside. I just put myself in a murderous situation. There's no self-defense other than staying in your home. Open the window. Yell. Thief. Grab the phone. Call 911. Do whatever. You can call 911 and video. Get him on video. Don't leave your home. That way, if he turns and shoots a shot at you, you can shoot him right in the face. But if you go run after him and he turns with the gun, he has every right to shoot you in self-defense because he doesn't know what your intent is. And you're standing there with the gun and he's standing there with the gun. And when the cops come, you go, I come out here, I saw him messing with my car, I grabbed my gun, I came outside, he shot at me, so I shot him. And they go, okay, you're under arrest for manslaughter. And you go, what? This is America, what? This is bullcrap. No, you have a level of responsibility that you neglected. You used the gun to scare tactic. And that didn't work because the scare victim had a gun too. So they pulled it out fearing for their life. Legitimate fear for their life. We always say stealing a car doesn't provide a death penalty, right? So therefore, I feel, even though I'm breaking into your car, you got a gun going, stop, get out of here. I have every right to shoot you to defend myself. But you got me first. So now you're in jail and you're going to prison for manslaughter. You may only get a year, but you're going to prison, you're going to have a record, and your life is ruined forever because you didn't want this butthole loser to steal your material property. There's a level of gun ownership that requires more responsibility and more knowledge. Know when to use your gun and know when to stay in the house. Like that mustard-eating lady with the lawyer in Kentucky when they had their gated community infiltrated by protesters after George Floyd's murder in the streets of Minneapolis. They walked outside with assault weapons to defend their home because they were scared for their lives. That makes no sense, and these are lawyers who did this. If you're scared for your life, you would put distance between you and the perpetrator. You wouldn't go confront them on your front porch being scared. Right?
Right. It's how
added responsibility, gun ownership. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's so easy for things to get out of control.
But our Republican leaders will not pass sensible, reasonable gun laws. And I am all for the Second Amendment. I am all for it. You should be able to buy whatever gun you want within reason. And the reason is 10-day waiting period, background check, all of it. Even social media scanning. Like, yeah, we're going to really thoroughly check stuff. And if you're out here making stupid comments, your right to bear arms is restricted. Tough titty.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like it? Too bad. We'll save
with-
lives that way.
With rights come responsibility. Yeah.
Exactly. Good. Well said. Yeah. All right. You got, what, do you want to do birthdays? Do we have birthdays?
We got a few birthdays. Let me bring them
without
up
any
here.
further ado.
We got a few. Singer JoJo of Casey and JoJo is 51 today. Singer Faith Evans is 49 today. Lots of musical birthdays here. Okay, I've never heard of this. Bassist Kim Deal of The Pixies and the Breeders is 61.
I've heard of the Pixies, but the Breeders?
And I thought maybe it was one group the way it's written. It could be two different groups, I guess.
Don't misconstrue the Breeders for Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, wait, we forgot about them already. Who?
I know. Forget about that. Singer Maxie Priest is 61 today. A lot of musical birthdays today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Anniversary heavenly birthdays. We have Judy Garland. Her birthday is today. And F. Lee Bailey, the lawyer.
Oh, yeah. OJ's lawyer.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah. Maurice Sendak, the author of children's books. What is it? Where the Wild Things Are, I think, was one of them.
In my pants.
Very...
Where the wild things are.
Yeah, really. He hadn't talked to you before he wrote the book. Figure skater Tara Lipinski turns 40 today. She was the youngest athlete to win a gold medal at the 1998 Winter Olympics.
I remember the name very well.
Yes. Let's see. I think that's actress Elizabeth Hurley turns 57.
I remember her. What was she in?
I'm trying to recall. She once appeared in an episode of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, but I don't think that's what she's known for.
Was she the girl in Weird Science?
I don't know. That's a good question.
No, I think she was the girl in Austin Powers. I think she was in Austin Powers. I think she was the bombshell. Not Beyonce, the other one.
Interesting. I do not know the answer to that. Actress Kate Flannery is 58. Her most recent TV show appearances include Young Sheldon and Magnum P.I.
Magnum P.I., that's been a minute.
That has been a minute.
If that's your recent resume, you has-been, girl.
Well, good thing Young Sheldon was on there.
Oh, man.
That's it for my birthday list.
Well, if you were celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday. And I got to say, it's not a birthday, but my sister's birthday, she would have been 52 today. Or no, Sunday, the 12th. Yeah, she passed away in 2001. And today was the day that my father passed away in 2010. So it's been 12 long years.
Wow.
Rough week.
Well, and happy heavenly birthday to your sister.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Time sure flies, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. And so grateful for the things, grateful and a little bit not so grateful for some of the things I've seen. But she was gone before 9/11 even happened.
Mm-hmm.
The world's changed so much, and we don't even take that for granted.
No, you're right. We waste a lot of time on this planet.
Oh, yeah, most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're not very fuel efficient with our own energy.
No, we're
to say
not.
the least. Yeah. All right, that does it for us today. Running a little bit behind, but for us, we're ahead of schedule. We're not
True.
running around wild like a chicken with our head cut off at 9:58 and a half. All right, that does it for us. Thanks for letting us in your house, car, or wherever you were listening. And remember, opinions are a dime a dozen. Validation is for parking, and loyalty is not a word, it's a lifestyle. Life is too short to put your key to happiness in somebody else's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to make an announcement. Bradley and Kristen are looking for new A-Team friends, so you can apply at the Adams Apple this evening. They'll be there at around 6 p.m. till about 10. I hope, anyway. Oh. Life's too short to put your key to happiness in someone else's pocket. And usually we've got it in a pocket that we can't even access if we wanted to.
Yep.
Right? And in a world where we can be anything, be kind. We have no idea what a kind word or a friendly smile could do to impact someone's day, maybe even change their life forever. All right, have a good weekend. Until Monday morning, I'm Sapphire'S.
I'm just Bob.
We're out of here. Talk to you later. Oh. All right, we're done. Have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. If you're watching later on, thanks for joining in when you could. And make sure you watch the beginning when we're talking about SEXX.
Oh.
All right, we're out. Bye-bye.
See ya.